Finally, mods have returned to Farming Simulator 25, and today's a big day. 48 mods released. All platforms got 35 new and 8 updates, and PC and Mac players got 5 new. I've been wanting to try something new with mod videos, so I've broken everything down into categories. I do this anyway, however, I never publicly announce what the category is. It's just, here's tractors, here's tools. So if you want to see tractors or vehicles or tools or anything like that, check down in the timestamps. I will have those linked at the very beginning of each category. That said, let's jump right in. Starting off with vehicles, we've got 4 of them today. Your first mod on the list is a super cool 2019 Deutz Series 9. It's the one you just saw. This is from Redneck's Mods. Oh yeah, aka Mr. Keith Snowman. Yeah! So he's kept me updated with the progress of this mod throughout the entire cycle of it, and we got some cool stuff to show you. So in here, we have 2 engine options you want to know about. At the low end, you get 295 horsepower. Not fun. There is an experimental 3100 horsepower engine, not recommended for farming, but there is a chipped version of the 9340. This will give you 465 horsepower, and they say it's based off of a real tractor, which is very cool. Wheel brands all the way through, including some lizard tires. So in here, you can get your LSWs. You've got LSWs with weights on the back. You've got a crawler track with the front wheels. You've got kind of an RT or RX setup, I guess you would say there. And then you've got a couple different track options for those. I think they look absolutely insane, but for now, we will go back to the Trelleborg set. Oh, by the way, there's all kinds of duals, singles. Basically, I have every wheel you could ever imagine in here. Design setup on here, you could do a warrior setup or not. Bull horns, oh yeah, you got them if you want them. I love that thing on the front, that's so cool. And that also has LEDs inside of it. So we do have the beacon lights on the top, so you can run with a double beacon bar, single left, both, or you can run a smaller beacon bar if you wish. I think the the regular one looks awesome. Skull eyes, you can change these up. You got red, green, purple, orange, blue, toothpaste. That's how you know. You also got pink in there as well. Same thing for the daytime running lights. Now, these aren't turning on right now because, well, we haven't turned them on, but they do have toothpaste there. You got a front loader attacher. Now, there will be a front loader releasing with this in the future. In the meantime, I believe there is a front loader that you could use with it. Schnibble Modding's Q8 Ilm. They say when it's released. I'm not sure if it's out yet or not. And then you got main color and rim color, and that's about it. And yeah, you can run with the toothpaste if you like. I love that. But there's so many other colors in here to choose from as well. So you could just go through, find one that you like, and then you're going to find the same stuff for rim colors as well. Now, the cool thing, the door is going to open up whenever you go into the tractor. Let's turn it on. There you go. And you can see when we cut on the tractor, we've got toothpaste tractor, running lights as well as in the skull. Oh, that's awesome. Tons of lights all the way around. You will be good to go. I like that this beacon is rotating. That's pretty cool. I didn't go with the OMG setup for the engine, but I mean, I think this tractor in itself is just an OMG tractor. Fine, we'll run it. Here is the 31 horsepower engine. I have gone for wide tires just so we can keep this thing on the ground as much as possible. 141 is your top speed, or at least it is showing that as the top speed, and yes, we have reached it. Will it flip if I suddenly turn right? No, it just doesn't grip. Well, I mean, it's gripping, just not, oh baby, trying to drift it, yeah. The new way that the steering works that was updated back in what, December or January, you know, that terrible Farm Sim 25 steering for consoles. Look at that, I'm hard over. Just let me do what I want. The steering sucks. Not the tractor. Tractor's sweet. Was there a brake check at 120 miles an hour? Oh yeah, we get a lock up. Nice. All right, that was enough fun for now. Let's move on. Back to reality now. We got the Case Puma 185 260. This one's got a couple different options. However, the big thing here is going to be all of the color variants. So you've got engine options at the top end at 302 horsepower, down to 224, and a couple in between. We've also got all your normal wheel brands, so all of that goodies stuff is going to be found in there. Wheel setups, Of course, all the stuff you would expect to see in there as well. So at least we've got all of that. Panoramic window. Yep, you can throw that on there. Front loader, you got a quickie and a Hauer set. Now here's where this mod, I think, really shines, is the colors. You've got a base color. It's going to be a red or black. Remember that I don't have the unlimited color mod installed for mod videos, so what you see is what you get without that, which I find pretty cool. We do have a bunch of different color and interior options. Black may not be the best thing to go for, but it is there nonetheless if you want it. You got your seat color, that is the seat main, and then the seat second, which is going to be the outline of the primary seat. Then you've got a grid for the front. I think the red looks awesome, but it just looks weird. I gotta change that back. And then you've got rim colors. Yep, even chrome, which is very, very cool. Only if we could get rid of these warning signs on here. Ugh. The next one is in the green world, except not that one, the Fendt green world, and it's something that I don't think I've ever seen before. This is a Fendt 600. I didn't even know that 600 existed. Goodness gracious, that is so cool. So in here, you've got between 149 and 209 horsepower. It kind of looks like a smaller 7, doesn't it? I feel like it does. Anyway, or 700. Nonetheless, that up at the top, the 620 Vario, that's your 209 horsepower, and it goes faster, so 31 miles an hour as opposed to 24. Wheel brands in here, of course, everything you would expect to see, which is nice to see. We've also got a couple different sets for communal tires and Varios, which is cool. I like seeing extra Nokian tires. Wheel weights are separated, so we do have separate wheel weights, which are added in there. You got your power set in 1, power set in 2, in the line set, beacon lights up at the top, left and a right, and a boat. That is nice. Warning signs can be added or taken away, and they've got LEDs on there too. Very cool. Cabin, we've got the ones you would expect to see here with the panorama cabin, Visio Plus, and door right. So only a couple through there. Oh, we got the standard cabin with the Visio Plus. Oh, very cool. Design line, you can run with a chrome exhaust or just yes, all in general. We're going to go yes. Roof terminal could be added inside. It's an extra monitor on the right-hand side. Cool. Spring holder, you got that. It should be around towards the front. Yep, there it is. To be honest with you, I don't know what this is for. I never know. I like the way it looks. Can somebody tell me what that's for? I don't drive real tractors, just digital ones. You've also got your speed decal, which we should be seeing right around towards the back. That's cool. Lights, you can run halogen. You've also got halogen with the hood lights as well. Looks kind of weird without headlights up there, so we're going to throw those on, and then you can just kind of do like, I think if you would click the all button, it throws lights everywhere. Goodness. Front PTO is also separated. That's kind of cool. Front loaders for Fendt, Quickie, and Hauer. So you've got multiple options through there. And then you've got the colors you would expect. You got a main color set up right here. I think I'm going to go over here to the Petra Blue. Then you've got a roof color set, which is going to change up the color of the roof. I think that's weird in anything other than gray. And then rim colors here as well. And I think I'm going to throw in a light gray. There we go. Not a bad Fendt. And your only other vehicle today, the Lizard 4100 from Vicon Mods. This bad boy's got a couple cool little bits and bobs. Engines are going to be 45 horsepower. That doesn't change because 15 miles per hour. And it weighs 2.8 tons, so it does weigh a little bit more than it looks. In here wheel setups, we've got quite a few. So you throw some rear weights on, and then you've got what says the front weight. Now what that's adding is a little bit of extra weight on the front tire, and then you go with a smooth tire setup with that as well. So really just wheel weights and 2 different front tires. Gridding, there you go. They'll protect you from mayhem like me. A roof setup, yes or no? And to do the roof setup, that's going to also be your design color. So if you don't have the roof on there, you don't have anything to run with the design color. Weights, you've got that as well. That's around towards the very front right here. And those look kind of, looks like a Lego piece almost. I've been playing with too many Legos recently. And then exhaust. So you've got a chrome or black exhaust coming out the side, then a chrome or black exhaust that are a little bit shorter, and then you've got chrome or black, which are a little bit taller. I couldn't help myself, so I wanted to see what this looked like, and here it is. Let's turn it on. It is an MN90 one-cylinder 45 horsepower engine. And I tell you what, 45 horsepower, she gets up and moves. There we are, yeah. That's pretty cool, man. Oh yeah, and here's your color options as well. You can make this thing any color you want. Next category is tools. We have a bunch of tools to look at today. First up, we've got the CLAAS Xerion attachments from Kitty 456. We've actually talked about these a little bit, but they're for the Xerion and the Xerion Saddle Track, both of those being mods by Giant Software. So you've got the Saddle Track pack right here. You don't need anything in here, just need the tractor itself, or you need the Xerion from Giant Software themselves. Now, this is the one that is 5,000-4,500 in the numbering, not 42,500. So, just heads up there. Actually, if you're like me, I've got every CLAAS mod downloaded, and they're all, like, right here together. So what do we get? Well, we get a wood chipper. This hooks up via 3-point, so I guess you really don't need the CLAAS for this. This could technically be used with anything. You've got a grabber on there as well, crane handle, so you could do that. And it takes your trees, turns them into wood chips, and kicks them out the back. You do have colors for these as well, if you would like to change those up. Now from there, we get 2 wood structures, both of these, for either the Saddle Track or the Xerion, and, well, it's exactly what it is. It turns it into a forwarder. You don't have to have a crane on there if you don't want to, and we've got color options for there as well. Lastly, the dump body, 30,000 liter capacity on both of them, color options, and it holds everything, so not just wood chips. It actually holds all of the things. So you've already seen how it hooks up, and to be honest with you, these aren't very complicated, and it's not very surprising about how it attaches, so don't be looking for anything wild and crazy to happen. But here we go. We got our Xerion. We're just going to pull this back in here. We got our connection. There it is, and we are connected. Now, does it look silly? Absolutely. But does it work? Absolutely. So you can run this. You've also got that 3-point there, so you can run a wood chipper on the front of this if you wanted to. They look pretty cool, to be honest with you. I think it looks pretty darn cool. Let's start this bad boy up, and we can actually disconnect a few things just to kind of show you how it all worked. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just connections. These are nothing new for the game, but it is kind of neat. And to unfold the crane, you just simply unfold like you normally would unfold like a trailer or something like that. It's a cool setup. Just make sure you choose the right connection for the right tractor. Oh, and this stuff's heavy, so be ready. Next up from HR Force, we have the Ponsse forwarder trailer, available in 2 different versions. You've got a regular forwarder setup, and then you've got a clam bunk setup, which is very, very nice. Wheel brands, all of the logging ones, so we won't go through those. You can add the front gate on here if you wanted to. You don't have to. I don't even know if it makes it any easier for you. It's not. You've also got a chainsaw holder on here, so that is kind of cool, round towards the front, and then colors for all the things. Next on our list, we got something very similar, just a smaller version and no customization options. The FTG FB15D weighs 4.2 tons, and it has got a little engine on there. So you got a crane, little engine, all good to go. You'll be able to pull this with much, much smaller stuff. You can pull it with a car. You might even be able to get away with pulling this with like a Kubota, but maybe go with the 4-seater. Here's what that looks like, and honestly, not causing any trouble. Hey! A pretty cool little small walk-in setup. Here's a pretty cool mod, the tree planter and forestry shredder. So we're taking our tree planter that we've got, which will hold all 240 tree saplings. But on the backside, we've also got a little grab kind of thing. I say grab, it's a bucket kind of thing, but it doesn't hold anything. This is our quote-unquote forestry shredder. It's a stump grinder, basically, which will also have like a mulcher attached to it and can create fields. It does a lot of stuff all in one. It's supposed to give you a little bit of role play, like clear a piece of ground and then plant a tree, but you can also remove trees with it and remove stumps and things like that. So that's pretty cool. We also have the Lizard silage fork. This runs off a wheel loader, telehandler, and the Q-fit on your JCB. So that's pretty cool. And we've even got a 5,000 liter capacity for this. And it is going to be forage crops down here. So you got your forage stuff as well as manure. If you've been looking for a feed mixer, we have the Fimaks FMV 16F. Is it Fimaks? FI Max, I don't know, 16,000 liter capacity, 6.3 tons, 100 horsepower is required on it. You got the T404s. What do you need more? You can change up a couple different things if you want to, but nothing too wild and crazy going on here. Just a really nice feed mixer. Another tipper from Universal Mumani, the Jeantil TP 18-24. You would think maybe 18 to 24,000 liters. Nope, 9.5. Weighs 6.9 tons. Nice. Back to Lizard again. We got the Lizard 6T. This is available as a regular tipper. You got a 10,000 liter capacity, 6,000 and bell trailer setup along with wheel brands and colors. But we've also got an auger version. Now, there are a couple different scenarios where you would need something like this. My thoughts are mod maps with modded chicken coops. I definitely needed that on like Old Stream Farm back in Farming Simulator 22 and 19 and 17 and beyond. You've got color options here as well, and your wheel brand's BKT. However, you are locked at a 10,000 liter capacity. Alrighty, how about this? We've got the MBP 6.5 trailer, and it's not just this. We have the tipper trailer. You've got your fertilizers trailer. Yeah, check that out. It's like all the stuff on the trailer. That's so cool. Man, the role play possibilities are endless. You've got a water trailer here, a fuel trailer, which is kind of the same thing to be fair, and then we've got a forage trailer, and it is properly labeled as a forage trailer, not just a customization option. How neat. Now, you are going to see quite a few options here that are among all of the trailers, and we've got a couple different capacity options as it stands for the primary trailer. Nothing too wild and crazy. Everything's below 10,000 liters. You do have a couple different wheel brands to choose from as well. I don't recognize those, and I really don't know how to say them either. So there is that. Wheel setups, you do have a couple different things for there. So the rims and tires are in there. Spare wheel, you can throw that on there if you'd like to. We got tipper type on there as well. Sidewall type. It's kind of nice that we could change that up. Pretty cool. Front and back wall type, we could change those up too. And then we've got color options for all kinds of stuff. Chassis color, hub, lower base, upper base, fender, and rim. Now moving on, we pretty much got the same customization options for the liquid trailer as well. However, we can't change up the capacities for this. This is going to hold 3,600 liters, and that is going to be liquid fertilizer or herbicide down there. We're going to see a similar thing here as well for our water trailer, 6,000 liters there. On the fuel trailer, 5,000 liters. And then lastly, over here, we're going to see some similar stuff, but we do have capacity options for our forage trailer. So we are able to expand that up to 16,000. So back and forth between 16 and 12. Next up, we have the Annaburger Fieldliner HTS31. It's from HT Modding, and we've got some pretty cool stuff in here. So we've got a silage setup on here. It says silage, 55,000 liters. Silage and grain, 55,000 liters. Silage and grain, 155,000 and 255,000 liters and 555,000 liters. OMG, there's so much to this, goodness gracious. So it is nice that we see the silage, so that's going to be a regular forage trailer, but we've also got the other goodies as well for running grain and things like that, plus unrealistic capacities up to over 500,000 liters. 2 thumbs up from DJ. No complaints here. Got a couple different wheel setups to choose from. I do like the Vredesteins. We do have a very cool cover, one of my favorite covers, and then chassis, main, and rim colors. Next, we have some IT runner stuff. The Lizard Container. Now, these look kind of beat up, which is nice. It's kind of hard to get everything to look perfect when you've got stuff beat up like this, but I think they've done an okay job. 45,000 liters there, and then we have a smaller version with 35,000 liters. So depending on which one you want to go with, it looks like we've got a long and the medium length on the IT runner, and of course, plenty of colors. Next one's Kroeger EAd 14. This is a dolly for you guys, weighs 2 tons. Wheel options BKT. We got a Vredestein in there as well, and then a couple different fender options, but pretty simple overall. Now we got 7 mod conversions from Hispano Modding. I decided to just put them all together in one. We got the Fuhrmann trailer 14,500. We got 14,000 or 200,000 liter capacities on here, doing grapes real easy. Real easy. Next is a Pöttinger Jumbo 10,020. This is a loading wagon for you. Doesn't look like we've got any capacity ranges in here, which is a little bit unfortunate, but is what it is. You do have a silage tank add-on, so there is that, which is nice to see. However, our capacities don't go up, so maybe that's just set up a little bit differently. Wheel options and plenty of colors. Always nice to see lots of color options. Now this one does have capacity options. The Samson Flex 2023. It is a manure-only spreader, a couple different wheel brands to choose from, and we've got a 200,000 liter capacity. So if you're looking for a manure spreader with a high capacity, this may be a good one to go for. You can even change up the chains on the inside. This one's kind of neat too because we don't normally get a whole lot of manure spreaders that you can change colors on, so I kind of dig this a lot. I think that looks awesome. Got a tank to put beside your field for your Silage, the Kotte Garant FRC 55. This one also has 55,000 liters, or as you've seen, 2 million liters, as a matter of fact. Not 200,000, 2 million. Main design and rim colors, as we see here, and we do have a couple different wheels, as we have come to expect. If you've been missing the Vicon Fanex 904 Tedder, it is back as well with a vengeance. We got colors. Rock and roll, 9 meters, 80 horsepower required, 9 mile per hour. Next, Kinze Mach 261 Disc Harrow. We can change up the brand between Kinze and Degelman, as we used to could as well. And we have the Degelman colors for it too. Maybe don't go blue on the wheels, but you can't go yellow. I think that looks pretty good. Last one from Hispano, the Köckerling Allrounder Flatline 600. This is a big cultivator, 6 meters, 11 miles an hour, 250 horsepower is required. You change up the wheels a little bit, and we've got colors. And your last tool, the New Holland 850 kg weight from STV Modding. We can change up the color of this. You know what I'm gonna do? Wait, does that say New Holland? New Holland Azul? No. There we go. That's the New Holland I want. Yeah, other than that, there's really not a whole lot to it. But it is nice to see a New Holland weight, and it's a little bit smaller, so it should work with smaller tractors. Next, we have all of our production mods, and today we've got 3 of them. First up is going to be production distribution. Now, this kind of works similarly to some of the other production mods that we've got that are like this. What they do is they intake one and outtake one, or they send one, and they are in the style of little vans, which I think is kind of neat. So we'll go in here. This is the one that does all of it. So you've got buffalo milk, eggs, goat milk, honey, milk, regular milk, and then wool. So what it'll do is it'll basically do a 1 in, 1 out. It does 24,000 cycles per month, and they're going to cost you $12 a month. So it's really not too bad, if I'm honest with you. However, if you go over here to like the regular milk distribution, so this guy, these are going to be a little bit less, so $1 per. So if you use the one that'll do anything, it's going to cost you a little more. At least it looks like it's going to cost you a little more than if you use just the one that is made specifically for it. This is kind of handy. Let's say you put one of these on your farm. Doesn't have to be on the trigger, just put it somewhere on your farm, and then you can go up to it, deliver it, and it's basically like handing over your goods. I've also got a singular version right here as well. This is just regular milk, just to kind of show it off. We can take a look at these as well in productions. If we scroll down, we find the vans. Hey, at least they're easy to find. We can see that the regular one is gray. Anything having to do with milk is white. Our goat milk and the wool is a toothpaste tractor blue, I think is what I would call that. Green just for the regular wool, red for eggs, and as always, yellow for honey. So there you go. Can't customize it or anything like that, but I think it's a neat little setup. Next one could be found in the big and tall section. This is the Stone Logistics Center from Omega Mods and Omega Mods. Yeah, it is massive. We're just going to take a look at it real quick. So you got 1 million in and 1 million out. Incoming material stones, outgoing material is stones. And the recipe is 0 is 1,000, which is kind of insane. Now, how does that work? Well, you don't put anything in it, technically. So it's going to cost us $0, and this may be the easiest way to get stones that I've ever seen in the game. It only costs you $45,000. Let's come in here, and we're going to activate this. And you can see already we are getting stones. So if we just fast forward, God, it's loud. If we just fast forward a little bit of time, I'm just going to set this to like 360. I think that'll work pretty well. We can pop in here and take a look. You see that? See that? It's already, like, what is that? Less than an hour? 24 minutes? Something like that? We're already at 37,000 liters of stones. It's ridiculous. I just kind of want to, hang on. I want to sleep for the next day and just see how much we get. It's almost full. That's ridiculous. Now it is set to storing, so if I wanted to, I could take this and I could set it to selling. So it would sell the stones, but you know, the stones are only going to sell for what they sell for in your game. And currently for me, they're at 149, 150 bucks. So that's about what they're going to sell for, minus your delivery fee. So is it cool? Absolutely. This is neat. One of the other nice things is you can utilize this. You can dump stones in here. So if you wanted to dump some in there, maybe you've got some from a field or something, you could do that. And you could even get them out as well. They'll come out right up there. Actually, there's a belt moving. Oh, I want to check this out. Check that out. It's just constantly moving. And when you pull your trailer under, it'll start unloading. Again, I've never really seen much like this. It is definitely the Lizard Power Stone. And our only other productions today is going to be the Universal Crusher. This includes 2 placeables. We've got this one and that one. So the big one is called the Silicon Limited. It's actually the second part of the production. The first one is the Universal Crusher. Guess I could have done those in order. So in here we are able to take sand, stones, water, and wood, and we can make some iron ore, lime, regular ore, sandbag, and wood chips. So there's plenty of stuff there. A lot of stuff going out, actually. For example, if you put in sand, you're going to be getting industrial sand, play sand, and quartz sand out. Ore production, you've got copper ore, gold ore, stones, gravel, and sand out of there just from stones and water. Other stones and water here, you've got lime, gravel, sand. There's a bunch going on here. But once you've got certain things like copper ore, gold ore, and quartz sand, you are able to make copper, gold, and silicon. And you're not going to be making a whole lot, at least hopefully. Only 100 liters of gold is held here. And there's a pretty good reason why. 1,000 liters of gold ore turns into 1 gold. However, that gold sells for $24 million. Jeez. Wow. Regular gold ore sells for about $17,000, $18,000, at least in the best of conditions. Jeez. $24 million. Oh, that's ridiculous. I love it. The next category is grain silos and storages. Only 2 mods today to take a look at in this one. The first is fueled silos. In here we've got, it was like 6, 8 of them, something like that. There's quite a few, and we've got them available with dirt or available with concrete. And then from there, you could just come in here and rock and roll. This is a regular silo, so at the top left-hand corner, we've got the chaff set up and everything like that. So you are able to do that. However, here's the deal with these. If you use free build, they don't have anything. So this is also a really neat way. If you don't want anything other than the grass on the sides, well, then you're good to go. I am also curious if I can paint this. Sculpting, painting, yes. So you could just paint it away and just go by the tires at the very end. There you go. And this is still our chaff setup. Look at that. Hi. All right. So this one mod gives you quite a few different ways to do it. It's available in a handful of sizes. If we can find where we were again, there we are. So we're available in this size right here. What is that? A 8x30. Then we've got a 10x38, so a little bit larger. A 12x46, so much bigger. And then we have a 34x30, so quite a large setup there. Now there's another thing too. It will automatically snap together. So if we turn that place off, we can actually snap these together. There you go. Probably shouldn't have done it with free build, but there you go. Fairly simple, and they're also really easy to delete as well. This is not always the case with mods that are kind of like this, but yeah, having no issues whatsoever. Although it does appear that we will have to paint over most of this area after you have gotten rid of it. And secondly is the Manure Heap mod. These 4 silos are available in capacities that are quite high. So you've got 4 million, 8 million, and you've got 12 million liters. Jeez. So, well, and 2 million as well. Little guy right here. I don't think that one's listed on their website, though. So, there you go. You got the little guy right there, medium one there, large back here, and then you've got the extra large there as well. There are no customization options, so if you don't like the way it looks, there's not a whole lot you could do. Our next to last category is sheds. We have 4 of them to share today. First one will be the wooden garage from ICA's. $10,000. We can change up the color of the wood, although I will tell you this, there's not a lot of colors. So if you want to, make sure you've got your color mod installed for that. Should make things a lot easier. So there are your lights, at least around towards the outside, or the inside rather. And I'm trying to find lights for outside, but I'm guessing those are going to turn on at night. Confirmed. Secondly is the old barn, also for $10,000. This one also found in sheds. This one has got the light on this side. Clicky click. Not as bright, but still pretty bright. Available in all colors, so you'll be able to get all of those. Good to go. And honestly, that's about it. It's just a really, really big barn. Oh yeah, and there's nothing upstairs, unfortunately. Nothing on the top. Next, we can go for a big garage. This one's going to cost you $35,000. Nothing too shabby. That door does not open. All right. Well, that one does. So we can, oh, hey, watch yourself. We can take a look. We got another set of double doors there, and then 3 more sets of double doors in here. Take a look. Lights are going to be with the regular button. They just take a second, and no sound on those either. We can open up the doors inside and outside, making things nice and easy. But I'm trying to figure out why this end piece is over here. It serves 0 purpose other than to look at. Your last shed is going to be the Forestry Machinery Hall with a workshop. This bad boy is going to cost you $180,000. So maybe not the best deal compared with the other stuff, but it is insanely tall. I mean, very, very tall. Here's something you can stack some stuff up if you'd like. They got some tires on the very, very tippy top. And I believe H.R. Forrest, who's the creator of this, also has a forklift. There you go. That'll reach that. We do have 2 sets of lights right here. We have the outdoor lights and the warehouse lights. As long as you're standing in front of the right one, you'll be just fine. We'll swing over here. There we go. Turns on the outdoor light. Outdoor light is bright. This is available in all the colors, and it's got solar panels. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing you may want to know about this. You can hold not 1, but 5 chainsaws up here at the top. That is awesome. Also, the names are Ernie, Bert, Bernie, and Eat. Is this supposed to be a Bert and Ernie kind of thing? Oh goodness. I don't know. Are those his names? I don't know. I can't read. I can't read cursive. Last new ones for all platforms today are going to be the farmhouses, placeable objects, things like that. And we have the thatched house for $30,000. We got a sleepy time trigger and a changey time trigger out front. However, I don't believe there's a whole lot we could do with this. And your last mod wooden entrance has cost $250, which I think is a great deal and would probably be worth real life as well. Couple signs, very nice. Kind of a ranch style setup here. Looking pretty darn good. And yeah, it's even got automatic lights at night. All right, now we got some updates for all platforms. First one is going to be the map to Heim, version 1.1 down there at the bottom. New save game is required. They remove the sheep, goats, and cows from pasture that do not belong to the farm from the beginning to prevent unintended development and production. Also, stubble destruction and summer cereals have been removed to avoid problems with straw swathing. Added a collision at the Northern Trade Station. Added a collision at the dairy farm and corrected the time event water crate. Next is an update to the liftable pallets and bales mod from Jos Modding. This is going to be version 104 and it is a pretty good one. So they fixed textures and working widths on quite a few balers. They've also added the Massey Ferguson RB4160 and the Fendt Rotana, which came in patch 1.10, added the Vicon fast bale, and added bales that turn into grass or turn the grass into silage instantly. And round bales 126, 151, and 181. So make sure you choose that right size. If you don't choose those, well, it may turn the grass into hay instantly, which is what the 127, 152, and 182 square bales will do. Also, those are available in round bales. You've got the 121, 181, 221, and 241. How cool is that? That's awesome. What I know you guys have been waiting on, the Lizard 379 update 1.1. It is a long one. They do say some changes were made to some options for better gameplay. You got 4 engine sound options, changed the chassis and cabin selection, elongated the 8x4 chassis, cabin rear wings, larger exhaust, 2 new displays, new fenders, new stickers, new bumper, crystal model front grille, round model front lights, new rear cabin protector, bar with the T-bumper lights, bar with central lights, bar with lights and clay, chrome platform on the chassis, LED eyes on the windshield, extra sides in the cabin, light bar next to the tank, added an option for new rims and rear hubcaps, LED color selection, LED eye color selection, third liftable axle, adjustable front suspension, adjustable seat suspension, fix the cab extension collision bug, and fix the cockpit protected collision bug. Oh my goodness, what an update. This one's a little bit of a smaller update. The Massey Ferguson 5650 from Holland FS. This will be version 1001 at the bottom. Fixed issue with the iron tracks and maze cutter height points adjusted. We also got an update with the Lizard Road Rage. Now this is the Vector Man version 1001 right there in the middle. Brake shoes were rotated while driving because they were connected to the wheels. I didn't think I saw that issue on these wheels, at least I don't remember, but that has been fixed. There's also another Lizard Road Rage out there, and that one has the same problem as well. Super long mod name here, Refined Wood Chip Sawdust Factory and Fuel Production Pack. It's be version 1001 at the bottom. Added a new production point for fuel production, added a wood trigger to refine the wood chips, amended the trigger points to be more user-friendly for bulk products, adjusted pricing and speed of productions, added a tanker for diesel, and diesel pallets are now acceptable inputs. Yeah. Multi-fruit farm storage 1004 at the bottom. They've added a wooden paneling configurable during setup and expanded the storage portfolio. And our last update, barn with a cowshed version 1001 in the middle, fixed a bug that caused the game to crash. Rounding it out today, we've got 5 new ones for PC and Mac players, including the digital clock, which has got a couple different versions, including one with a stand and a wall-mounted version. You can also tilt them to shine them on the walls or on the ground. It's kind of cool, and it also shows the time in game. Secondly is the active mission time. The mod disables mission time for active missions. It's got no effect on already running missions, so multiplayer and single player compatibility, supply transport contracts mod are excluded and is not compatible with mission times mod. Next one's a fun one to say out loud. Deactivatable leveler function for shovels. Works with all shovels with front loaders, telescopic loaders, wheel loaders, and skid steers. Keyboard shortcuts to switch the leveler function on and off is the letter Y, and it also is controller compatible if you guys are playing with one of those. Here's a nice quality of life mod. Sewing machine roller ready. With script you can activate the rolling function for all seeders with the exception of planters and potato planters. You've also got keyboard shortcuts for this one as well, and controller shortcuts. And our last mod of the day, yield fluctuation. This randomly fluctuates the yield anywhere from 50% up to 250%. Just like in real life, you never know what kind of weather you're going to get. Everything is left to Mother Nature. This is super cool. Oh, I like that. And there it is. That is all of your mods for today. Hey, let me know what you thought about the category selections. Did that make things a little bit easier? Did it help? Did it not matter one bit? Hey, let me know. Also, let me know what you think about these mods. Was it a good day? Was it a bad day? Was it just fine? Or did you even care? Hey, all opinions are welcome. Nonetheless, hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like, get subscribed, join the Go Ham fam, do the notification dance. That way you never miss videos like this. Check out Farm Sim News if you missed it this morning. We got more videos of the role play series on Ohio. We got mod previews and more coming this weekend. It's gonna be a fun time. Hope you have an awesome day. We'll catch you in the next one.